Time now to check in with Marcelo to get a full look at the full forecast.
All right, guys, you cannot tell me that you have not been feeling the huge
Oh,
difference
yeah.
in temperatures today compared to, let's just say, several weeks ago.
I love it. It's finally feeling like fall.
Yeah.
It's a great taste of fall.
Now
Look
you
at
can
the-
go out and get your pumpkin spice lattes, folks.
Exactly. Look at those temperatures right now across the entire valley. 79 for the city of Harlingen, 80 in McAllen, La Jolla, and Rio Grande City, 78 and 79. Those two cities yesterday were actually getting closer to 100.
Wow.
So that's nearly a 20-something plus difference in terms of those temperatures. And tonight, get ready. Look at these values. Look at these morning temperatures, 40s, 45 for Rio Grande City, 46 for Harlingen. So across the entire valley, if you're going to go out in the early morning hours between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m., maybe you should consider wearing a couple of layers of clothing just in case, because it's going to be chilly out there and may even feel a little bit cooler with the winds. So tomorrow, also, those high temperatures are not going to increase that much. Again, we're going to see temperatures across the valley in those 70 degrees, 78 for McAllen, as well as Weslaco, 77 for the city of Harlingen. Now, here's the reason why. We have that cold front passing through our entire area. It's now off the coast, but it left us with clear skies, cooler temperatures because of a cooler air mass basically across the entire state of Texas, and we here in the Rio Grande Valley are not the exception. Again, cooler air mass and clear skies, those two elements together actually make temperatures go a little further, little cooler, actually, I should say, when it comes to those temperatures, especially in the overnight hours. Now, let's switch gears just a little bit and let's talk about Melissa again, but this time in terms of records. So yesterday, it made landfall in Jamaica with winds of 185 miles an hour. It was also the driest eye wall. It had the driest eye wall ever recorded in a hurricane. And it was also the strongest hurricane in the Atlantic to ever make landfall based on that central pressure, which, by the way, it was set at 892 millibars. That is incredibly low pressure, and that gives you an idea of how strong this tropical system was. And also the hurricane hunters were able to measure a wind gust of 252 miles an hour within the eye wall of this hurricane. And another record is that the hurricane hunters had to abort their mission 3 times yesterday before landfall because of the strong, severe turbulence within the eye walls of this massive monster hurricane. So now that we just covered these records in terms of this hurricane, let's talk about how hurricanes actually form, because it is a really interesting process. What do we need? We need first 3 main ingredients. We need those ocean waters well above 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and we need moist air and warm air rising along with those hot, warm waters that actually, when those two elements, the warm air and the moist air rise, they start to create these tolling clouds, these cumulonimbus clouds. And then after this process is completed, what we see is that that these two air masses are condensing. And then after the process is completed, after these two air masses, the warm air and the moist air condense, we see that rotation start to develop in the surface, and it goes all the way high up to 50, 60,000 feet. And then along with the Coriolis effect, what we get is a rotation, hence a hurricane or cyclonic storm, which is what we saw with Melissa. So this is the science behind the formation of a hurricane.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Marcelo. We're going to check in with you again in just a little bit. But first up, coming up after the break, what do we got next?
When we